Really do miss you. Wish you were here.
The pain still raw for Laval McWilliams as he visits his brother's grave.
Wow.
John McWilliams worked at Philly Airport's Communications Center. He was a French translator and managed the Lost and Found desk.
You died working for the city. You did.
During the early days of the pandemic, Laval says his brother was working long hours.
When I called him, he was at work.
And a look at city payroll records show that. John worked 44 hours of overtime in the month of March. Within a few weeks, COVID-19 took the life of this father of four.
I guarantee you, if he wasn't working as an essential worker, like most of the city was, City Hall, he would be alive today.
McWilliams is one of at least 14 city employees who have died from COVID-19. Most of them work jobs that couldn't be done from home. Police officers, firefighters, a prison social worker, a mechanic for the city's cars, a streets department employee. It's up to the city, though, to determine if their jobs caused their deaths. Family may be entitled to line-of-duty death benefits that include health care coverage and a higher percentage payout of the employee's pension.
It is a difficult thing, and so we do an investigation.
Barry Scott is the city's risk manager. He oversees the process for determining who died as a result of their city job. He says line-of-duty benefits are determined on a case-by-case basis. That includes COVID-19 deaths.
We find out whatever we can about that individual, what they were doing around the time they appeared to contract the disease, who they were exposed to, what they were exposed to, and also finding out more about what they were doing off of work.
The city's own health commissioner, Dr. Thomas Farley, tells us it's nearly impossible to determine the source of a COVID-19 infection.
And we certainly couldn't prove it.
Okay, so can anyone for certain say how an employee contracted the virus?
It's virtually impossible to know to prove how any individual person got infected.
And yet, the city has ruled that 5 police officers, 1 firefighter, and 1 prison worker died as a result of contracting COVID-19 on the job. It has denied lucrative benefits that come with it to a fleet worker who also died from COVID-19. We requested to speak again with the city's risk manager about some of the discrepancies we discovered in their process. He declined through a spokesperson.
We expect these people to do these jobs, and as a result, they've taken an increased risk. And why should they bear all the losses there?
Ken Dauschmidt is a professor of labor and employment law at Indiana University. He says workers like John McWilliams, who have to go into a physical workspace and interact with other people, are at higher risk of contracting the virus.
Being exposed to that many people when everybody else is home, hunkered down, I think he has a pretty good argument that it should be covered as service-related.
But the NBC10 investigators found that the families of 6 civilian employees who died from COVID-19 have not even applied for the benefits. That includes Laval. He says the city never mentioned he could apply for John's death to be ruled as service-related.
If he hadn't called me, I would not know.
Instead, the city gave John's family a lump sum payment. It's a smaller benefit offered to families of city employees who die outside of and unrelated to work.
And now he died, he doesn't get compensated, for being a frontline worker like he was. That is so unfair.
For the investigators, I'm Claudia Vargas, NBC10 News.
Families of workers who have died from COVID-19 still have time to apply for service-related benefits, and if rejected, there is an appeals process. You can see our full investigation into COVID line-of-duty death benefits at NBC10.com/death benefits and on our free NBC10 app. We once again want to apologize to the members of the Philadelphia Police Department. Yesterday, in a story that was meant to help officers and other frontline city workers get access to benefits, we made a mistake. We intended to use a picture of the Philadelphia Police Shield that says honor, integrity, and service. Instead, we mistakenly inserted a parody version that was disrespectful to everyone on the force. We regret the error and again apologize to everyone for our mistake.